Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Tikulandireni pano pa television Islam programu imene ya mahoro kabwanji. Lero ndabwera ndi nyamata ameneyo Daud ndiye tofuna atuuze kunena kuti kodi iyeyo kweni chimene chinachitisa kuti azimba ndi chani, komanso kodi zinthu ngati zimenezo mu Chisilamu zilipo ndi tizisakanize chifukwa nyamatayo amakonda ndisati amakonda komano chilankhulo chake cheni chimene amachiziwa mchingerezi ndi tiziphatikiza Chingerezi ndi Chinyanja ndi inu mukhale pompo pamene ndofuna ndimulandire nyamata ameneyo. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Muli bwanji?
Alhamdulillah, ni bwino kaya muli bwanji.
Tili bwino. Mukhoza kulankhula bwino chichewa kapena Chinyanja?
Normally it's my mixing. So
my mixing.
it's my mixing.
Okay, chabwino. Who is Daud?
Actually Musa Daud.
Musa
so,
Daud.
Yeah. I'm from using a Daud, but Daud in second name, the name Musa Daud Piri. Musa Daud Piri ni Muslim brother. Mimi achokera ku Zambia. And maybe nangu amziwa through nasheeds. Yeah. I've been recording nasheeds since 2014.
Oh.
Yeah, kufika pana.
Where did you start recording your nasheeds?
I started recording my nasheeds when I started recording from here, Malawi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who inspired you actually?
Many people inspired me, but specifically I can pick one, Ishmael Katawala.
Oh.
Ishmael Katawala.
From where did you know him?
I know him from back home in Zambia.
Zambia?
Yeah.
Oh, is he also famous there?
Yeah, people do listen to nasheeds like Antoma Village. Yeah.
So there is a nation that says that there are no Islamic nasheeds. How do you hold that notion?
To say there's no Islamic nasheeds, silver zone.
Oh.
Yeah, but unless if a person says, maybe the way people come out, yeah, that can be blamed. But to say nasheeds in general could be, no, that's not true.
Oh.
Yeah, nasheed is something that has been there. Even during the time of Nabi Sallam, we learn from different ahadith that there were poets, there were people who used to sing ash'ar. Nabi Sallam, in fact, it's something that happened in front of Nabi Sallam. So it's not something new. It's not something that someone brought it today. It's something that used to happen from there. Maybe something that has changed is the way people are doing it today, the way people are singing it today, the way people are presenting it to us today. That may change, that may be different, that may be condemnable. But to say nasheeds are not there, that's not true.
Okay, what actually is condemnable? Taking into consideration the way people are presenting or they are maybe doing their nasheeds.
Okay, see, we're living in 21st century where technology is high maningi. And on top of that, everyone wants to be famous. We need fame. So in searching for fame, you will do what will please people, you know. So sometimes we tend to Tima Iwala mission yet why we doing nasheeds, what is our mission, what is our purpose. So due to that, they are not in line with our religion. Maybe nasheeds with instruments, maybe the message itself. So these are the things that people may condemn. These are the things that we may say, no, these do not belong to our religion. Even Islam Molibe, but to say nasheeds in general, Molibe Islam, that's not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way you sing, some people do say you sing with passion. Is it true?
I don't know, because there are some things that you cannot see them. A second person is the one who can see them. Yeah, so maybe they see I sing with passion, them they can see, I cannot see. But one thing I can say for sure is that I do not sing just because I want to sing. I want to sing because there's a certain message that I want to pass to people. Yeah, that's why I sing. So if you sit and listen to my nasheeds, it's not a nasheed whereby you just listen and get nothing. Nimaimba with a certain, motive. there's a certain message amene nifuna nipeleke kuli bantu. That's why I want to go to the studio. So ndine muntu amene sinimayimba chabe, because for fun, or I just want to sing. Nimayimba because I want to pass a certain message to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nde mene anthu akuimbira ku Malawi kuno pakali panopo. Ukona bwanji ngati iwayo mmodzi amene ukumayimba nasheeds?
People are singing nasheeds with message. Yeah. But again, you see, a human being sometimes angakalepa straight way. Sometimes he will lose his way for for a little while, and then he goes back. Yeah, so that happens to singing as well. Is a basically muntu angaimbe nasheed ya mushe lero, or angaimbe 5 good nasheeds, and then maybe aimba nasheed mozi amene sili mushe, message sili mushe, or sanaimbe mushe, and then after that futa aimba nasheed. This is how a human being is. But in general, manasheeds amene aimbe ya mushe, but message amene limwe ya mushe. Yeah.
Then ukamaona, when you see maybe the artistic industry, especially when it comes to nasheeds, do you think we are going into the right direction?
To say, are we going into the right direction or not, that will be hard for me to say, to answer rather.
Why?
Because remember, I'm on a TV, I'm on a TV, and there are things that I can say and there are things that I cannot say. Yeah, so to say, are we heading in a right direction or we're not heading into a right direction, that one will be hard for me to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to answer.
Yeah.
You talked of nasheeds. Maybe some of artists are going wrong direction.
Not really some artists, but some nasheeds. Because if I say some artist, you will ask me which artist, of which I won't be able to answer also. So I'm answering in general. Kulima nasheeds, maybe they are condemnable. Many muntu akamvelela chita condemn. And we receive messages, and even those artists, if you bring them, you ask them, is this happening truly? They will tell you that no, people do ask us, people do condemn us, people do advise us that to say, sungaimbe manasheeds, so you cannot, come out in such a way. So this is something that is happening. But I cannot come out to say muntu waso ndi amene aimba manasheeds, so kapena nasheed yaso ndi amene ili na problem, so I cannot do that. But to say, even you hear, tikaenda kunja timavela, bantu va complain, manasheed artist, waimba nyimbo monga ni nyimbo za chikunja. This is the chichewa they use, waimba nyimbo monga ni nyimbo za chikunja. So this is something that is common, people say, right, we hear it. But something that I'll run away from is to say, wakutu anachita chakuti, or this song did this, that I won't say on TV.
Oh,
yeah.
Even if you cannot say this song did this one did that. I'm coming again with the same question.
Yes.
Are we going the right direction?
Are we going the right direction? Okay. What I'm gonna say is there's a slight change. Mamene manasheeds really before, and the way they are now, change is there. But to say, are we going in the right direction or not? That is the people to judge. We sing, right? Once we sing, we give our nasheeds to people to listen. Or once we sing, we shoot our videos, we give them to TV Islam, for example, for them to play, for people to watch. So they are the ones who can judge to say, manasheeds mameni ya imbi wila manje na mameni yenzu imbi wila kudala. Are we heading in the right direction or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
As Musa Dawood, when you listen to nasheeds which you recorded before this time around, and the nasheeds with which you have just recently recorded, can you compare them?
Comparing them as in how?
Maybe the quality of the message?
If you ask me about my nasheeds, my specifically message is same. Sini change. The quality can change because you see, like I said, we're in 21st century. Into which people are buying expensive equipment or whatever, so the quality may change, right? But if you ask me about the message or my motive, that hasn't changed.
What advice do you have to other artists who are just coming in or who have just come out of the cocoon?
Okay, I normally give this advice whenever I'm asked on an interview to say, what advice can you give? You see, one person was asked that who is a foolish person? Who is a stupid person? So in the reply, he said, a person who sells his akhirat in order to secure somebody's dunya. So you want to make someone feel happy in this world. In exchange of that, you're selling your hereafter. So that is a stupid person. Because what you're going to do is what? You're not going to sing something that is in line, something that your religion requires you to sing. You're going to sing something that someone wants you to sing because, you want to please him or you want to please her. In return of that, you're selling your hereafter, so you are foolish. So I normally give this advice that in our singing, in our nasheed recording or whatever, we must keep one thing in mind, that whatever we do it for the sake of Allah. Because if you do it for the sake of Allah, today, tomorrow, the reward will be same. But if you do it for the sake of a human being, today you will please him, he will give you money. What about tomorrow? There's no money. The currency won't be money tomorrow. The currency will be good action. So that's the advice I normally give.
Nasheed, I mean, you have been maybe recording. Is there any nasheed that when you listen to it or when you see it or when you view it, it touches in you to say, this one, I really did the work?
Hard question, so. Hard question though. But I'm going to say, I think high time.
High time? High time,
yeah, it's high time.
What is it all about?
High time is about, it's a nasheed that, covers all religions, not only Muslims. It's a nasheed that anyone from any denomination can listen to, be it a Christian, be it a Hindu, be it anyone. And basically the message in that nasheed is that it's high time we recognize the creator of everything. Because it can never be good that we die in our situation, maybe worshipping idols, maybe worshipping fire, stuffs like that. That's the message in the nasheed.
Any last word?
Any last word? I think I've already given advice. And to add on to that, I think it's the same thing, my advice to nasheeds, my fellow nasheed artists, that in our work of, da'wah, we call it, we claim to say we are doing da'wah in a form of nasheed. So let's bear in mind, that, whatever we do in Islam, there are lines, there are demarcations. There are demarcations. Very beautiful hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he said, close to the effect that, halal is clear and haram is clear. And in between that, there are, things that are doubtful. So meaning to say, we have demarcations. We cannot live our lives as how non-believers live, or we cannot just do things as how, non-believers do. So we have to have our demarcations. Okay, I'm a nasheed artist. There are some things I cannot do in my singing, and there are some things I can do. So we must always bear this in mind. That's the advice I can give to my fellow artists.
Thank you very much for coming in this studio and accepting our hosting.
Okay, thank you as well. Thank you for having me in the program.
Welcome. Tathokoza zikomo kwambiri.
Zikomo.
Yeah, ndimene tamalizira kucheza ndi mnyamata ameneyo Musa Daud. Tinanena kuti tizicheza naye mophatikiza chifukwa mnyamatayo chimene amadziwa kwenikweni ndi Chingerezi. Ndithokoza kuti inu munali pamenepo kuonera programu imeneyi ya Mweruka Bwanji mugawanso limeneli locheza ndi alendo. Tiyeni tipitirire kuonera programu yathu.